We do a bunch of stuff. Including this evening. We'll drop a registration link here. We have a webinar talking about how to be seen and get found, leveraging the internet and how it actually works best for real estate professionals, including agents, lenders, and related real estate service type businesses. So we'll get that registration link dropped here too. I'm based in Chicago, been in real estate 32 years. I focus in the off-market space, everything multifamily, 50 units and above. I'm with Epic Realty, and I have a podcast and a streaming TV show called Debt and Equity that we are rolling out here in the next 30 days. Today, we wanted to do something different. We wanted to ask you guys to start sharing a little bit about your businesses and what's happened in 2024, what some of your plans are for 2025, and what we can do to contribute to that. So with Debbie's permission, I would love to ask for a volunteer. Who wants to go first? Anybody? Amber? Yes, please. I love it. Amber always puts her hand up. I love it.
I don't mind going first. I'm not scared. So 2024 has been rough, trying to find my feet again after a really hard year, but I have a new agent and I have a couple of great coaches, and I'm really looking forward to turning my brokerage into something more than my weekend job that I do out of my spare bedroom.
I love it. Amber, can we talk about that for a minute?
Sure.
So, when you say 2024 has been a rough year, my experience has taught me that it's usually nothing to do with real estate itself. It's often distractions, often from our personal life or family or other situations. What is the case for you? Is it real estate? Is it personal distractions? Is it a hybrid? What's going on?
Real estate's been great, actually. My work has been, it's really kept me sane. I lost my dad, and my mom's health has gotten really bad, and I had to take over my dad's company. And there's been some smaller personal crises, your normal run-of-the-mill crises along with all of those things. So yeah, 2024 has been really rough.
Okay, so two questions. Number one, what can we do to support you and help you? Number two, what are some things that we can put in place to give you back some oxygen for 2025?
That's a very good question. As far as what you can do to support me, if you can refer customers to me, I would happily take every last one of them. I have a new agent that just started working with me, and she's hungry and she's ready to go, but she doesn't know what she's doing. So we're bringing her on to these coaching calls, and we're bringing her on to local association meetings and just getting her up and going. So anyone who wants to offer some words of wisdom or teach her anything like cold calling or mailers or anything like that, we could really use the support there. I don't remember the second half of your question, Ray. I'm sorry. It's kind of early.
It's okay. What kind of things can we put in place to help you go into 2025 with as much oxygen as possible? And I know that's a very loaded on the spot question, but even if we have 48 participants here today, which is half of what we normally have. Everyone's on vacation maybe after the election, but what are some things? And guys, anybody here, if you have contribution to Amber, please unmute and share. This is a collaborative effort to help each other.
What I would really love to see is some easy, plug and play kind of automating systems that I can stick Sarah on and get her some customers. Because the way that we have our mentorship working is once we have a client, then I walk her through the deal and work on the file together, and we split the commissions. So anything that helps her, helps me, helps us.
Okay, I love it.
Hey, so Amber, is Sarah on the call today?
She was going to be, but she works nights at a restaurant, so this morning is really, really early for her, so I haven't seen her come on yet.
Okay, I was just wanting to say hello to her directly if she was on the call, so thanks. Hopefully we'll see her.
Yeah, if not, I can get you on a call with her. That would be awesome.
This is Peggy, and we put processes in place so that you don't have to go through the training time after time after time. The first time you train someone, or each time you train someone, you record it, and then the people get to watch it, and that's how they learn, and it saves you time.
Perfect.
So think about doing that as you're going through the training. And then Ray has a program which you might find really which he might find really helpful, which will support her. And I would suggest that she at least look into that.
We do have her in the academy, and she's working through a lot of that training as well. I've found, even as an experienced agent, Ray's Academy to be incredibly useful information. So yeah, we spend a lot of time in the academy.
Great.
Amber, I would suggest, depending on the personality of Sarah, you said she was a go-getter, right? So one of the things I love that Andrew, who's one of our partners, Andrew Becker, suggested is, he does these playbooks. And as we were talking about that, Debbie had a great idea, because Debbie's going to do a playbook for what she's going through in her career right now in terms of like moving to a new state and things like that. So maybe if you feel like Sarah's a good candidate for it, maybe you could empower her and ask her to kind of keep track of the things that she needs or that she has questions about, and then share that with you. And then maybe, like Peggy was saying, if you can do some kind of video training. Usually I found that most people have very similar questions. So if you could keep a database of like things that come up with your new agents, then you can kind of get ahead of it. And you may be able to answer questions through like a playbook or a video or something like that for people as they come in. But there's nothing like a new perspective, because we all kind of been there, done that, and we don't always remember what things seem confusing to us at the beginning. So that might be a way to help empower her and like have her feel like she's contributing as well.
That's a great plan. Thank you.
Love it. Amber, thank you. And please reach out to any one of us with whatever you need
Thank you.
support.
I will.
Bridget.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, hey.
My year has gone really well. I'm on track to either have my best year or my second best year. Thanks to my niche, it's really exploded. A lot of you know I work with divorce attorneys. I'm a certified divorce real estate expert, and my goal was to get it to about 20% of my business. So I would have like a solid niche regardless of what's going on with the market. And this year it's exploded to over 65% of my business, which was almost more than I was planning or thought I could handle. But my challenge is that next year, my husband is actually going to be quitting his job and coming to work with me. He has an insanely good job. So it is terrifying financially, and all the things, the benefits, the pension, the retirement.
Uh-oh, Bridget, we lost you.
She go.
Or we will murder each other in the next couple months. Like, you guys will find out soon. But if there's anybody in particular who has experience working with their spouse or partner, I would love to chat offline. And any advice, I've been kind of focusing on that with my coach, is building relationships with other husband-wife teams or husband-husband teams and getting feedback. But if anybody's in that role, please let me know what to expect.
You guys want to do a workshop on that?
Yes, don't talk business at home, period.
Julio's one-line
At home,
Julio's one-line business plan.
I'm screwed.
All right. I love it. Thanks, Bridget. We'll have some people reach out for sure.
Hi there.
All right,
Actually, Bridget, let's connect. I'm actually a money coach, and that's what I focus on, career transition. So if there's any support I can give you, then I'm all for it.
Thank you.
Love it. Jocelyn, make sure to put your info so Bridget can grab it, or DM her in the Zoom chat too. Forrest, you're up.
Hello, friends. Forrest Ryan, Columbia, South Carolina. Wonderful little spot down here. So I'm leaving my team as of next year in January, calling it Fresh Start. I want to do the best year I have. My goal is 20 to 25 units. I'm going to try to nail that down. But this year I start off really good and I got complacent. But I'm closing about 3 deals a month. So I'm going to try to push it to 3 to 4, and just keep that going and really hone down on my sphere of influence. And I knock doors because I'm a very community oriented person. And I think belly to belly is one of the best relationship advices, that you can give to get them on your newsletter and, vendor lists and all that. So my goal for, upcoming is to get off my ass and then go knock some doors and get in the community a lot more, because I am a giver and I know my market very well. And I think that, the way that you can position people and the more knowledge that you have and the more that you get out in the community, the more that you can talk to people and see not only their opinions on things, but educate them as well. So
I love it. So Bridget, or oh my God, Bridget, Forrest, what do you need support with? Like, how can we help you and support you?
So I have major ADHD and I have really been trying to get my systems down. I have a time blocking system, but it just kind of goes out the window every morning. So making just trying to do time blocking a little bit more and getting the systems down to work smarter, not harder, So just any advice with that would always be, because I will work 24/7 and I try not to do that. So being
Yeah.
able to push it out. So
Yeah, we can definitely send you some stuff. And if you direct message me on Facebook, I'll send you a bunch of templates to help you from Canva as well. The biggest advice is identify your buckets, right? Like before COVID, I thought I was like a time management god. Like 5 kids, 3 dogs, multiple businesses. I got this, yada, yada, yada. And then COVID hit. And then I lost a massive business. And then we were at home and one of our daughters has special needs. We lost all of our therapy services. And I went from working 50, 60 hours a week to maybe 15 if I was lucky and having to rebuild. So following, the airlines have put on your own oxygen mask first, which I was never good at because I, grew up in a way where I was a very reactive and scarcity mindset and people pleasing. I didn't do that. That was never my focus. And I realized after I read a couple different books, one of them was Be Your Future Self Now by Benjamin Hardy, which was a fantastic read. And the second one that he wrote was Personality Isn't Permanent. And I realized that, I needed to make some changes with the way I was actually living on a daily basis. And it started with me. So I identified my 3 buckets. And my first one was fitness. My second one was family. And my third one was finance. So fitness is my personal fitness, emotional fitness, mental fitness, and personal development. The second bucket was family, wife, kids, relationships, all that good stuff. The third one was finance, which was impact, everything I'm doing to make an income, to help people, to grow. And then what I did is I transferred those buckets onto my calendar, right? And what does that actually look like? Okay, so 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning is my personal fitness bucket. 5:30 to 8:30 is family. Get the kids up, get everybody ready, breakfast, lunches, drop 3 kids off at school, all that good stuff. I'm home and back at my desk by 9. 9 to 3 is my production time. That's finance. I put in the 20% of effort. That's going to get me 80% of my results. 3:30, I'm back in the car going to collect kids, going to kids events, all that kind of good stuff. I'm back in the family bucket. Then I try to end the night with the fitness bucket. When I started doing that, I started asking better questions like, does this fit in one of my buckets? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then it doesn't go on my calendar. It just goes away because it's irrelevant. So I don't know if that's helpful, but I'm also happy to send you a template and a workbook that you can go through this exercise for yourself.
I also did the Clifton Strengths, whatever.
Awesome.
As well.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to also pull from that and, use that to my benefit with, how I schedule my time and what I can, use those strengths for to, convert people into my pipeline and also help as many people as I can. So
I love it. Fantastic. Okay. Sean, I see your hand up, bud.
Hey Ray, how are you, man?
Good morning. I'm
All
great.
right,
How are you?
I'll be quick. I don't know how long we have, but
That's okay.
I want to comment to Forrest's, time blocking, and this can be for everyone. We've all heard what time blocking can do as far as our production and setting aside a specific period of time every day where we don't have any interruptions. We focus and accomplish our checklist, the number of people we need to call, people we need to reach out to in our sphere of influence. My simplest thing, I read Atomic Habits and I'm applying that in a lot of ways to my business. I think most of you have probably all heard of Atomic Habits, but I'll tell you the easiest, cleanest one to use is just start with one small task a day that you can't say next week I'm going to spend 2 hours every day time blocking, like your whole world's going to change. That's not realistic, but we can say I'm going to call one person every morning and then I'm going to call two. I do this with push-ups, right? I wake up, I couldn't do 50 push-ups when I started and it's straight, but I started with 5. It was easy. I got it done. I did it every day. And then I moved to, I added one next week. I added one the next week. And eventually you get to a point that it becomes very easy and it becomes part of your business model. There's I mean, I could talk extendedly about what you're talking about, but we're talking about 2025 goals. Yes, Ray? Is that the topic?
Yeah, like transitioning, right? From 2024 to 2025.
Sure. Yeah. So I was in a production mode. I generally close about 100 houses a year. I usually float around the top 15 or 20 agents in the state for EXP in Texas. And I realized that that's good, but it's not necessarily my best use of time and efficiency. So I want to start multiplying because I want my wife to come home, not to work with me. That won't work, but I want her to stop teaching. She's teaching right now. In order for me to do that, I can't just close 100 deals and get her home. I actually have to move further with other things. So I created a podcast, which is my thing in the back. I don't have it live yet. I'm pretty close. I've got about 8 episodes, but I want to be the #1 podcast in Dallas, Fort Worth. That's the area that I'm in for real estate agents. So I have a very specific purpose. I want to reach high performing agents in Dallas, Fort Worth, and I want to engage them. I want to interview them and I want to draw good information out of them and help other agents in the same process. I have a school account. Probably most of you have school accounts. That's where we probably connected. I'm looking for 500 members on my school account. I don't have it open yet, so I'm not posting a link or anything, but that's where my goal is for next year. I want to have 500 members in one of my paid accounts so I can really impact a lot of people. And I'll still maintain 100 transactions and 30 million in sales. I'll say one other thing. This is going to really help. I heard Raymond go into detail about kid drop off and things like that. You can build a business where you don't work weekends and evenings and sell real estate. I think most of you probably don't believe that's possible, but it's possible. I decide on my clients. I decide when I work, and you can do it. It's very much a part of the way you build your system and who you stay in front of. When you can pick your clients, you get to pick when you show. And when you get to pick when you show, then you get to decide your schedule. I decide my schedule. I have 4 kids from 3 to 10, and they're very busy in the evenings and weekends, and that's their time. So I time block in that sense, right? That's their time. Obviously it's my wife's time too. Any of my kids stuff's my wife's time. That's the space we're at now. I wish I could have more time with my wife, but it's a lot of kid stuff. So anyway, that's my feedback.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. Jackie, I see your hand up. Where'd she go?
Jackie,
Hey, thank you for everyone's advice. I think it's always amazing listening to everyone's perspective. That's why I love these calls. But I just want to say that I think everything that everyone has said is really important. My big takeaway for this year has been mindset. I've been working for about 2 years now, training on mindset, and it has made a huge difference in my life. And all of us, we have these buckets, but every one of those buckets is affected by what you think and how you feel. And so it's really, really important, however you decide to do it, take a little time each day to talk to yourself about mindset or learn about mindset training, like whatever trainer you decide to do. I will plug my Monday morning mindset that we haven't had a lot of attendance to, but I thought we would do a book club work on a book that I really love and talk about that slowly, one chapter a week. Because once you start thinking about it, law of attraction kicks in, and then suddenly the universe starts sending you other things that it knows that you need to watch or learn or listen to. So it's super important for everyone. You know, take that 15 minutes a day if that's all you can do, and do a meditation or do some reading or Audible, and put that energy out that you want to learn and that you want to become a better person, like your higher self. And I think it's super, super important, especially with the stress and the job that we have with dealing with the public. What you give out is what you get back. So it makes your life a lot easier when you're doing good energy. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks.
Okay, Ellen, your turn.
I just want to say I feel like the perfect storm. This year, learn AI. Last year, you got to do videos. The year before, and it's you get all the stuff done and ready to do, and then here comes the next thing, and so you don't execute as well. And so this year, one of the things I did is I've got to do less. I've got to be less stressful. I just cannot be everything to everybody. And this job I've had for 44 years does not allow my 5 hours a day just for my personal life. I have to cook some meals. I have to take care of plants and my cat. I have to exercise. So I got a new calendar that I developed in, just created a new one just for priorities. And I want to break it down to, okay, what are the big things I need to get done for 2025? And then by quarter, by month, by week, and by day, and just put that in the calendar so I can stay focused on what's the most important things and not get distracted by all the trends and all the classes and everything else that is coming at me. So I think that'll be good. So I just wanted to share you that it's working.
Excellent. Thank you, Ellen. Tiffany.
Hi, everybody. So how this year has been going for me is I'm a first-year agent. Being a first-year agent, you don't really know what to do. You're kind of running all over the place trying to figure out what you should be saying, what you should be doing to get business. I only closed 5 transactions this whole year. And next year, I want to focus more on real estate. So I started with EXP with my mentor. And then she left EXP and went to Next Home. She became a broker herself. So she came to me and asked me if I wanted to go with her to her brokerage or do I want to stay with EXP? And I chose to go with her to her brokerage. So now it's just me, one agent, and my broker. She's still an agent, so she still does a lot of transactions. And I feel like I don't really get a lot of training. I'm like, she said her agent is like a go-getter. I'm like a go-getter. I still run into rooms and talk, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So to get 5 transactions, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it. But I think I want to hone down next year and think about if I want to stay here, if I want to go get more training. I think I should. But I like my broker. She helps me a lot financially. Like I don't have to pay for anything being here, which helps me a lot as a new agent. So I'm kind of like conflicted on next year, what I'm going to be doing. I also have my own business, Right Side Notary. So as a notary, I tend to fall back on that because that's what I know. That's where I can make money at. That's what I'm more confident in. So it's kind of like juggling 2 things. That's it.
Excellent. Ray, do you have some words of wisdom for Tiffany?
Yeah, Tiffany, thanks for sharing and congrats on the 5 deals, right? 5 is better than 0, that's for sure. It's progress. I guess my direct question to you is, what do you think you struggle with the most, right? Like if you made this list of, hey, I struggle with, A, B, C, D, E, what's the number one thing that you find challenging for yourself?
I struggle with the systems. Like, what should I be? How am I supposed to set up from point A to point B with sellers? and then point A to point B with listing agents. So I talked to a for sale by owner, and he was all ready to go and everything like that, but I didn't know the steps. Like, what should I be doing next? And with my broker, she's kind of like, you get into a deal and then I'll help you if you get stuck. Well, I'm stuck the whole way through. I need you the whole way through. So it's like, I start to lose confidence talking to people, because if I don't know what the next step is like, it makes me not want to even put myself out there to look crazy. So with buyers, I got it now. So I feel more comfortable with buyers, but I want to personally be working with listing agents, but I don't know that. And she doesn't do rentals at all. So I don't even know anything about rentals. So it's like,
All right. So just listening to you, Tiffany, you're kind of all over the place, right? There's no focus. So you
Yes.
need to identify one thing and just focus on that one thing. So those 5 deals, let's just talk about those. Were those buyers, sellers, investors, a mix, something different?
It was a mix of investors and buyers.
Okay. So what'd you do more of, buyers or investors?
I did more buyers.
Okay. So let's focus on buyers and just getting really good at buyers for the next 90 days. Rolling that, understanding your process. Because here's the thing, sure, systems and processes are important, but they also have to be yours, right? Because the way you do something or the way I do something or the way Debbie do something, it's going to be completely different based on tools, on resources. For me, it's time. Like, I'm just always trying to collapse time, right? The bigger the desk, the more crap I'm going to have on it. I want a really small desk. So I give myself small windows to do things, whether it's editing videos or doing administrative work, or like, I intentionally give myself small windows so that I figure out how to get it done faster or find the tool to help me get it done faster. I don't want to lose quality, but I want more quantity of time at the end of the day, right? So for you, you could literally open a Google Doc and say, this is my buyer process, and go through it, and then decide what works, what doesn't, and start doing what doesn't work. Just make little tweaks at a time. And in 90 days, you'll see massive progress. And what you started with and what you finish with is going to look completely different, right? You may have an onboarding form, not because your clients are going to fill it out, right? Clients want to do as least as work as possible, but because it's for you. Like, I do that all the time. I'll create a Google form or a Jot form that dumps into a spreadsheet or a database, just so I make sure I'm checking all the boxes. Did I get their name? Did I get their birthday? Did I get the house anniversary? Did I get this? Did I get that? If you're using a CRM and all that's built into it, great, do it that way. But figure out what that process is for yourself, and then figure out what tools that you have and then what tools you may want. And then you can just start stacking over time. But remember, this is a long game. Your buyer process, it may take you 3 months, 6 months, a year to figure out, like, hey, this works, this is repeatable, and this is scalable. And then you can move to the next one. So I would ask that you give yourself some more runway with everything you're doing and identify what your challenges are. So I don't know if that helps, but that would be my advice to help kind of course correct.
Yeah, that helps a lot, because I'm the person, I have to transition from being a worker to creating my own business and systems. Because as a worker, you get training, you get all this stuff, and then you know what you're doing, and then you can tweak it to how fast or slow you want to be. But when it comes to real estate, it's like you learning piece by piece and taking it from here, taking it from there. It's not everyone's system is the same. Not everyone does it the way, like a certain way. So it's kind of hard to piece it all together for myself. But I think I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, you will get there. I love it. Thank you.
Um,
Go ahead, Debbie.
Janine, did you have something that you wanted to add? You're muted, honey.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Debbie. First of all, Tiffany, I feel you. I really feel your pain. I feel like I'm still new. And I think we all, and I talked to a lot of new agents that are even newer than me now, that we all kind of felt like a fish out of water, just kind of flailing, like all the data overload. If I could just give you one piece of advice, if you have a good relationship with your broker, what was very, very helpful for me to feel confident in my presentations is to shadow. Just shadow her and say nothing. Sit there and listen to her presentation on a real one. We can talk about like all these, you know, practice scripts and everything like that. For me personally, what helped was shadowing someone that I respected and admired. And then I tailored it to my own. You know, I took pieces that I liked, discarded pieces that I didn't, and then I let her shadow me. And then after that, I was like, I can do this. So I just think that that's, in my opinion, what a lot of newer agents are missing is really kind of getting out there and watching everything unfold as it's happening. So that's my little tidbit. I do have a little bit of an issue that I really would love to put out to the group. If anyone, is that okay? Do I have a minute?
Of course, yes, go for it.
So I'm in Tampa. And what does that mean right now? I'm struggling because I thought I had my buckets and I thought I had my action plan and I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to be all these things. But as you all know, we were hit really, really hard by some major hurricanes right now. One of the buckets or that my specialties is relocation. How many people do we think are relocating to Tampa today? Probably not that many. It's not to say they're not out there or that it's impossible. But I would really like to help homeowners who have been damaged, right? And what I'm seeing is the wholesalers are scooping up these properties and taking advantage of them. And I want to show my value in that I am not one of those people. Before you just dump your home because somebody offered you $200,000 cash, I want to sit with you and evaluate everything and look at all of your options. And unless I'm able to get face-to-face someone, it's hard to get someone to trust me in that because there are so many scammers out there right now. And clearly I'm not. I'm just not really sure how to market myself in that space. If anyone has any brilliant ideas, happy to talk to you off the call if I'm the only person that has this issue. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. First of all, I don't know if you saw the comment, but Paul dropped a comment in the chat that he has 4 clients moving to Tampa right now. And Paul is a lender, so he might be a great connection for you to chat with. Excuse me. Ray.
Hi, guys. Hi. Yeah, I know Tony's hand is up and Jordan's hand is up and Ellen's hand is up, but Sean, I saw your note. So I have 2 things for Sean here. Sean is an incredible agent. I'd love to hear what you have to say for Tiffany and then also for Janine, if you have any input.
Yeah, I could talk for a long time. You probably know that, right? Let's start with Tiffany. So this is advice for everyone. Okay, I want to try to help everyone learn from these questions. When you're getting into real estate and you're new, most of us join real estate to sell houses, right? That's an exciting opportunity. It always sounds glamorous. And most of us should think of it as independent contractor, right? That means you're on your own. And unfortunately, a lot of us have an employee mindset. So Tiffany comes from an employee mindset, which many of us do. We go work corporate jobs. We're told what to do. We punch the clock. They pay us accordingly. Well, in this space, you have the opportunity to make a lot more based on your own invested time. That's the opportunity. I would give some general advice depending on your personality. If you need a real heavy jump start, then consider the advice about following and seeing how the work is done. That's a great opportunity with your broker if they're open to doing it, but willing to give up some split and say, hey, I need you to tell me everything. I'll give you half, first 3. Okay. And most of you are not comfortable jumping in, but I'm telling you, if you try to do this the slow roll, you'll never get momentum. You've got to have some transactions. You have to have some wins. You do the work. You're told what to do for everything. So that's my general advice. You got to kind of weigh out where you're at on that, right? I don't spend much time with people. I'm not good at training new people, but I know that. And I tell them up front, I was a mentor at EXP and I suck. I told them I suck. fire me. I'm sorry. I cannot show you how to do an open house and go around, showing buyers. That's not my gift, anyway. So I learned about that myself. So I fired myself from the mentor program. The other comment, you quickly remind me, Ray, do you remember what it was? What was she saying?
Or
Do you
from
remember?
Janine or from Tiffany?
No, I got Tiffany. I'm trying to be concise here. What's the other one?
From Janine. Janine, unmute and let's just talk about like your kind of biggest issue right now.
Okay, so my biggest issue right now is one of my focuses has been relocations, for instance. I mean, obviously that's not my only focus, but that's kind of where I was trying to stay consistent overall. Right now we're in a disaster zone where folks are still really trying to rebuild the community due to the current storms. And what I'd now like to shift my focus to is sellers who have been damaged and helping them strategize a plan to be able to fix their home up, perhaps finance a construction loan, hook up with lenders. Let's come up with a plan and try and get them more bang for their buck rather than just dumping their home for cash to a wholesaler, because that's what I'm seeing a lot of. And it's just kind of hard without knowing a person face to face. I need to build their trust, right? I'm not another one of those scammers. So I just want some ideas on how to get those ideas out there and how to market myself and show value in that respect.
Okay. Yeah. And Ray and I have talked this offline as well. I do this as a part of my business. I offer everything. If I'm meeting with a client, I'll give them a cash offer because I do a lot of off market, but I tell them, here's your opportunity cost. I'm going to give it to you. This is going to be your net. You're going to make 200,000 net. If we go through the process and we invest 50,000, I'm going to net you probably closer to about 260, 270. Okay. Is that something you want to go through and work through? And you put that in their perspective, but that's something you're asking to do. But the only way to get in front of them is going to take some cold marketing. Okay. You're going to have to define who you are. You're going to define what your offer is. And you're going to say, hey, make 20% more on your house. Call me. You've got to really get defined, right? And you're going to have to do some social media posting, probably postcards in devastated areas. Hey, stop taking massive losses on your house. I'll make you on average 10 to 20% more. Let's have a short conversation, right? Because you've got three. You got cash, you got list as is, you've got do some repairs and get maximum value. That's your offer to them. And it doesn't take a lot of, ability to do this. And I would have, I'll tell you another trick. This is really valuable. If you're going to do and enter this space, you need to have some cash buyers in your back pocket. Okay. You're walking in with only one solution. That's not a good plan. Walk in with multiple solutions. Say, hey, I want to try to make you money. Oh, I have no money. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I got to be gone in 3 weeks. Okay. No problem. I've got some partners that will come in and make some estimates for you. You got to have cash buyers in your back pocket in that particular market. Very, very important.
Yeah, and just to comment on that, like cash buyer opportunities from the internet perspective, as far as partners or options, there's lots of them. So Janine, if you need some options, please message one of us
And
to build that.
the good thing is Janine is part of our network, and she has the opportunity to work with our Click Offers team. So that's a great resource for you. Tony Anderson, you have your hand up, but you don't have your camera on. So are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Hi there.
Hi.
Turn your camera on.
The main question that we have is the two books that Ray was talking about. One was Be Your Future Self, and we just didn't catch the other one.
Be Your Future Self Now and Personality Isn't Permanent. Both of them are by Benjamin Hardy.
Same author. Okay. What was it? It's not permanent. What's not permanent?
Personality Isn't Permanent.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Sure.
that.
Yeah, of course.
Excellent.
All right.
Jordan Williams. Oh, wow.
Hi.
We're 8-4. Hi.
Hi. So I just want to, it was great advice there, Sean. That was awesome. I just want to piggyback off that. I got my little daughter in the back here, so don't, she's a little bit sick today, but just for Janine, right? For you, you're looking for the off-market properties that people are having damaged for the hurricane. That's what Sean just nailed it on the head. It was about giving, offering multiple solutions. So if you go there, you want to make sure that you have, hey, I got a buyer if you want to buy it quickly for you right away to stop that from, going to somebody else. As well as if these people do want to do, a fix and flip or add some value to it, if you can have the contractors lined up, the inspectors, you have an engineer, all these people, architects ready for them. So that they can have that from you right away, and you can make that process super simple. Second part, I'm going to end off with this, is that since you're already in Florida and you're in the Tampa area, I'm sure most of your friends on Facebook are from that area, correct? And if they are, the great thing would be ask them for referrals on your online. Be like, hey, I know you guys, I'm in this situation. I'm a broker. We've all been hit by this storm in Tampa. If any of you guys are in the situation where you need to sell your house because it's in a decrepit state, or somebody who's having this situation, I have solutions for them. And that way you can get referrals and reach out to your friends and family and just send them a message and be like, hey, do you know a couple people or anybody who's going through this problem right now? Because I have a solution for them. And reach out and do that. That's like the cheapest way. It's the most free way. And you already have warm leads there because of your friends and family. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay, I don't know if we're going to get to breakout rooms today. We 2 more people have their hands up. Ellen, do you have something quick?
Thanks, Jordan.
I've been a disaster victim before. I was flooded out of my home, and the person who's in it is in shock. So maybe to build trust, you would start with your vendors and go, are you okay? Are you still able to work? And help some others. And so I want to keep you on my list, and then go to everybody in your database. Are you okay? Do you need this vendor or that vendor? Do you need to sell? Do you need, whatever it is that they need, and start with that trust.
Excellent. Great suggestion, Ellen. Julio.
I really like that. Thank you.
I would like to go back to the original question, 2024 and how you see 2025. 2024 has been very interesting. Closed deals, did couple flips, and no complaints, been good to me. But 2025, everybody's here in the AI. So what I did is I hired a group of 2 individuals that is expert in AI and reinvented myself. I'm branding myself for 2025 because that's the future. I'm 61 years old. Believe me, this is not easy for me. I'm learning the technology. As soon as I finish something new. So it's never ended. So technology is the future. AI, embrace all the technology, you will do fine. So 2025 to me is AI. I'm branding. Thank you.
I love it. Thanks, Julio.
All right. I think we're going to have time for 1 round of breakout rooms. So I had them all set up. I don't know. It looks like, yeah, we've got a lot of people that aren't assigned. I'm opening them. So if you are in a breakout room, go to your room. Otherwise, I'm going to start putting the new people that have come in into breakout rooms. So you guys, we're coming back from the breakout rooms now. I'm not sure. This one was a little bit of a mess because people kept leaving and going and out and back in. And so this one was a little bit of a mess with only 2 people in there and people leaving. But we're only going to get that 1 round of breakout rooms in because it's 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Anybody else? Ray, any kind of closing thoughts for today?
Yeah, my closing thoughts are thank you all for sharing and trusting us to have these open conversations. Like that means a lot to us. And if Debbie and I are proud of one thing with the Facebook group, the email list, doing these calls, it's the community. And thank you all for being a part of it.
Here. I can't say that enough. I think that one thing that we've learned with the group that we've built is I'm so happy with what gets posted and the comments that get made in our Facebook group. I know we're probably all in multiple Facebook groups, and some of them have really gone off the rails recently with the craziness. But I'm really so happy and proud of the way you guys conduct yourself in our group and how helpful you are to each other. So yes, thank you, Ray, for bringing that up. And thank you everyone for hanging out with us on Thursday mornings for an hour, giving us an hour of your time to come here and help build community. I hope you were able to meet one person in the group and have some wonderful conversations. So Ray.
Yeah, guys, the last thing I want to say is I put a registration link in for Zoom. There's also going to be another email going out about it, but join us today at 4 p.m. EST. We're going to be on with one of our partners. We're going to talk about how the internet works. He was somebody that was early in the internet game. And we're going to talk about leveraging SEO, leveraging automation, and show you a platform that can help you be seen and get found that gets 30 million hits a month just for buyers and sellers. So please join us at 4 p.m. EST. We're also doing something different. Usually our webinars are in the evening. We want to try late afternoon to see if we have better attendance so we can give everybody their evenings to themselves. But please join us. It would be worth your time, I promise.
All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks so much.